fellow ne'er-do-wells, fellow disturbers of the peace, and welcome to the darkness once again. You know, I would like to ask each and every one of you a very popular question. What in the Sam hell do you do when you are retired? Because I'm finding retirement rather boring, especially when I got a big contract and I didn't get paid. So I am a little bit, I'm not really angry. I'm just disappointed. You know, I got a big contract. I was going to throw a party and everything, and it just blew up in my face. Why is that? Why is that people say things and they don't follow through with them? That's what I'd like to know. That's what I'd really like to know. Because, you know, two things that I don't like. I don't like liars. I don't like thieves. And I don't like cheaters. And that is the scope of the problem here. Now, I've been rather generously nice. I sent my apologies to a certain little eyesore. I apologized for trolling him because I felt bad. But then, come to find out, the money was bunk. I didn't get paid. I mean, seriously. If you say you're going to do something, at least do it, for God's sakes. Be a man of your word, rather than just leave me out here with absolutely nothing. That's messed up. And even to a guy like me, that's just cold. You know, I'm always a man of my word. I never squelch on a deal. When I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to give it to you. One way or another. And you know that I am always good on my word. Because my word is my bond. I may be the most worst individual on the face of this earth, but I've always been a man of honor. I've always been a man of my word, regardless. And that's a rare find. What, a guy like me being a man of my word? Really? I guess that's kind of unheard of, isn't it? A guy like me, rolling in darkness, being a man of my word? Well, you consider it being a man of your word as some honor thing. Me, I consider it just a little bit of insurance. Are you old enough to be here? I doubt that. Oh, well, ain't that about a bitch? But you see, like I said, when you say you're going to pay me, I suggest payment in full. Not just you saying it and stiffing me on the bill. That's not right. That's not cool. That's a one thing that gets me angry. One thing. When you go back on your word and when I give you mine. Oh, Well, hello, beautiful. And you are beautiful. I've been waiting for you. How's my lovely lady doing today? Hopefully, oh my goodness. She even gave me hugs and kisses in the chat. Look at this, huh? Even a disgusting guy like me, I actually get the good women coming in here. I mean, unlike you guys, you get, the leftovers. But me, I get the cream of the crop right here. But that's good, lady. I'm glad you're doing all right. Hopefully nobody's bothering you. Nobody's giving you any problems. If so, let me know. I'm always open. You know the old saying goes, if you're good at something, never do it for free. But in your case, I'll make an exception. Because I like you. I like you, kid. Always have. And from the things I've heard about you, you're actually a pretty good woman. I like having you around. You're a pretty good egg in my book. Good. Hopefully they'll keep it that way. If not, let me know their channel name and I'll go and troll them like usual. I love to have a good troll. I love to have a good YouTube banter. That's the stuff there. Because you got to admit, I almost had 3 people on one panel triggered at once. 3. Oh yeah. But can you believe it? I almost had 3 people literally tripping over themselves and just totally losing their minds. And I felt like saying, look at you go. And here we go. Running around. Saying, stop that. Knock it off. Why? Because I'm getting to you? Because I'm winding you up? Because I'm actually getting underneath your skin? But unfortunately, here's where I drew the line. A lady was on there, and she started getting really badly upset. And I'm sorry, but when it comes to women, I kind of have a soft spot for them. And so, I don't really troll them as much. So I had to kind of apologize and step down. I know it wasn't right. I know. I shouldn't troll a woman. I know. But, she was kind of asking for it. I was up there to troll Nelson, and she kind of got in the way. So I guess it was what you call collateral damage. Not intentional, of course. But, business is business. But I was the better man. I apologized to them both like a good boy and left without any incident. Because, I kind of felt bad. Don't get that twisted. Don't think I've gone soft. No, don't. Don't think that I have sympathy, because I don't. I just had a change of heart for that one little itty bitty moment. And that's it. You see, I may seem like a cold hearted bastard, but I'm not that bad once you get to know me. I mean, Lady and I, shoot, she's been on the scene with me for a long time. And I'm kind of looking for a colleague, for a partner, someone to, I don't know, troll and roll with. If anybody wants to be, I don't know, Harley Quinn, somewhere close to there. I mean, let me know. The job's open. Anyone can do it. You just got to be, kind of not that bad looking, psychotic as hell, and also very smart. Anybody up for the job? I mean, it's just a job, it pays well. I'll give you half of everything I get. Which I don't really get much, but I don't need much. All I need is just a couple of drums of gas and a match to light it with. That's it. That's all I need. And you know the difference between the two? They're cheap. So, oh yeah, I've got the thick skin. I just want, a partner to kind of help me run my empire, I got to have someone. Ain't nobody crazy enough to step up to the plate for the job. You got to be not that bad looking, and like I said, you got to be willing to put up with the psychoticness of me. So, and I can introduce you around, and you never can tell. We might have something promising business wise. Never can tell. I would offer Arizona's sister up for the job. I don't think she wants it, though. So I'm running a solo act. Damn it. Because, running a business, it's not as easy as it seems. So much time and so little time and so many people to troll, It's a full-time job. And I'm probably the only one that does it. But I've kind of backed off on trolling for a little bit. Because, I'm sipping on a pina colada here in Maui. Taking it easy, Soaking up some rays. Planning on some dastardly plans. It's living the good life for a little bit. They ought to know they bought it. I'm just soaking in the scenes. Now, let's get a little serious on here. Let's find out what I really came here for. And you know what I did? You know what I really came in here for? You know what I really wanted to do? You see, the world has grown weak, has grown pathetic, has gone just southern, so south, that I don't even recognize what it was anymore. Why do I say it's gone weak? Because there's so many pathetic people out there that like to hide behind everybody else, that like to hide behind masks. Me, I don't hide behind a mask. Nah, none at all. In fact, I don't really have one. But do you know, I want to give you a little bit of an analogy. And I want you to understand something, just a little something. Do you guys know how a dog acts, right? Dog acts loyal to you, be by your side. You know, when you say come, it'll come over. When you say sit, it'll sit, stay, heel, fetch, all that. But here's what it is. What if one day the dog that you feed every single day, that you treat nice every single day, all of a sudden, out of the middle of nowhere, it turns on you. It flips on you. It starts to bite the very hand that feeds it. Then what are you going to do? Then what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Throw it out in the street? Okay, you throw it out in the street. And what does it learn to do? It learns to survive on the street, right? And that pathetic dog that you let go becomes stronger and more powerful than you've ever imagined. And then that same hungry dog comes to you, panting, growling, with more strength and more bravado than it has ever had before. So what do you think how loyal a hungry dog's going to be? How loyal will a hungry dog really be? Think about that. You see, I don't put any flowers on what I say, but you all understand what I'm trying to say, don't you? You should. Because you see, when I am speaking the truth, the chat goes silent, right? The chat goes silent when I speak the truth. But when everybody else talks, everybody's there to listen, take in the bullshit, just smell it, right? But when I talk, when I really talk, and when I really open my mouth, not even one single person wants to hear it. Not one. And that says something about today's society. That says something about today's youth and today's people. People don't want to hear about this and that and the third. They don't. They just want to hear whatever bullshit you're cooking up. That's all they want, right? But like I said, what if you don't want to talk about bullshit anymore? What if you want to speak the truth? What if you get the balls to talk like a man. And then what? What happens to you when you go from that dog that's been abused, been kicked around, been starved to death? What if you go from that dog to rising up, to becoming a lone wolf, to where you don't just confront your enemies, you tear them apart and you devour them? And you know how you can do it? You can do it with just a few simple, little, dinky little words. And then what happens? The whole place goes crazy. Can you believe what he said? Can you believe what he said? Can you believe what he said? He belongs in a mental ward. He's crazy. He's psycho. He is totally loony. You know what I would say after that? I'd say that's the best compliment I've ever had in my life. Because, you know, people that speak their minds, they need no introductions. They need no fancy titles. They need no excuses to speak how they feel. None. Because you see, in my world, the world doesn't need excuses. The world wants results. Quick, now, and simple. That's it. You know, it's like people showing up for a job. And you really like that job. You really want to be there, right? But when it comes time to work, what do? You think of every excuse there is in the world not to show up for that job, not to be a part of it, not to work hard to earn your keep, to earn your place, to earn your slice of pie that you are owed. You just brush it off, don't you? You just shove it away, right? I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. Well, the dark reality of this is, and this is the truth, what if tomorrow never comes? What if tomorrow never shows up and you only have today to make a difference in your life? Well, you're going to just sit there and let idly and just let it just skate by and say, oh, well, I lost it. Oh, well. Is that what you're going to take to your grave, really? Oh, well? Is that your whole excuse in life? Oh, well? Sometimes you have to be a man of action, not words. Because your actions speak louder than words. They speak volumes. If you're going to be a better person, then please, by all means, go and be that better person. If you're going to be a famous person or touch the stars, then please, by all means, go for it. But if you're going to say all these things and do absolutely nothing, then my question to you is, why bother saying it? Why bother doing it? You know, if you are not true to yourself, then how do you expect other people to be true to you? I do admit I'm not the greatest motivational speaker in the world, but I'm not the worst. You know, do I really look like a man with a plan? No, I'm not. Even if you'd like for me to be. I just do things. You know, I'm like a dog. I'm like a dog chasing cars. I wouldn't know what to do with one if I caught it. I just do things. And that is the true profession of unpredictability. Be unpredictable. Be silent. Because sometimes silence is golden. And it makes your revenge, whatever you're planning, a lot more sweeter when you run in silence. And that's it.